that you guys are doing well this week, enjoying this Lunar Moon Monday. And I hope that you guys had an amazing, phenomenal weekend, that it was rested, filled with joy, fulfillment, growth, rest, just all the things. Today is going to be a little different because we are right around the corner from the first of the month. And I will be doing monthly readings, of course, for all the elemental signs and components. So what I want to do is I just want to keep it short and sweet, probably a little bit shorter than what I did on Friday, since I will be doing those monthly readings on Friday. So since I'm doing the monthly readings on Friday, since the first is on Sunday, I just want to kind of keep this short and sweet. So we're just going to get some messages, maybe some emotions, and then we're just going to call it out and call it a day. That way it can kind of just get you prepared for what is to come for that month-long reading, okay? So no proverb today as well. Shocking, I know. We're just going to go ahead and get some messages, kind of mind, body, soul energy for today. And then, yeah, that'll be the weekly reading for Monday. It still will apply to your weekly reading, of course. It's just going to be shorter than usual. Alright, so Spirit, what do you have for the collective, for the mind, body, and soul for this week? Okay, so excuse me, sorry. So we have it here. We have your mind, your body, and your soul. We're going to go ahead and read that again. This is for the weekend ahead, for what you may be feeling and going through. For your mind, we have Aries energy, which is Queen of Wands. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull into what that means for your mind. Okay, luckily both of these are upright, so that means it is something that could be in balance and an easy fix, as well as taking it in. So what this is letting me know is that you are taking more charge with your life. You're pulling more of those feminine attributes of being confident, of being self-assured, of being able to walk into a room and use your charisma and being well-liked, of having that feminine energy, of being more receptive, of understanding, of leading and guiding with your intuition. And sometimes when you are taking a path out to be the queen of your life, right, to lead your life with that authority, with that power, it can sometimes cause anxiety, sometimes cause you to be awake a little bit, not so much unsure, but it's kind of like that anxiety feeling of excitement of what's new, what's around the corner. So just to get the keywords, just for your understanding, the keywords for the Queen of Wands are an attractive and well-liked female, which is feminine energy, which is receptive, taking that in, logical understanding, confidence, things of that sort. They are assertive. Like I said, you're more confident with the decisions you're making. You're more sure of yourself. I'm sorry, there's a sticker on my window and there's not much I can do about it. Let's see if I can actually. Yeah, that helped. There we go. So that is about, again, being assertive, being sure, being confident. When you're making a decision, you're trusting your intuition, you're trusting your lessons and all these things. And it says a sincere person in confidence. When you are sincere, you are authentic. You don't need to say yes to prove to people that you are willing to help them if you really don't want to. You don't have to say yes to things that are not worth your time, not worth your energy, right? You don't have to act out in a certain way or put yourself in a conformity box in a certain way. You are sincere with everything that you are doing. You are doing it with pure intentions, but not expecting anything in return, because you are knowing that with the feminine energy that you're already receptive and prepared for that, okay? So just go ahead and read the keywords for the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety, worry, stress, misery, and despair. Like I said, with this new lead on your life, with you taking charge, sometimes it can lead to you being unsure, and not in a way of doubting yourself, right? Because you are still having that assertiveness, that confidence, that sincere person, meaning you are being authentically yourself and living your purpose. Sometimes when you are moving out of a comfortable state It can be uncomfortable until you move back into a comfortable state. It's like that up and down, because when you are comfortable and change needs to happen, it's like, but this feels so good. But you don't recognize that when you are going through the uncomfortability, you are moving into something that'll be way more comfortable, way more suitable, a well rested sleep. So if you haven't been able to sleep, right, if you've been staying up at night, things of that sort, this is spirit saying right now, with you tapping into the feminine energy, it's time to get more of a set schedule, right, a little bit more structure and that alignment, especially since this is dealing with your mental. And you, what you think, you speak, what you speak, you become, and you are wanting to tap even more into that, and you are mentally motivated to do so. But do not allow the anxiety or the worry of you taking a step out, or the stress of you now leading your life, lead to misery or despair. Because misery and despair comes from not feeling like you know where you're leading yourself. But with the Queen of Wands and that Aries energy, that cardinal energy, that making the first move, that 12-step plan, that aligning that is what they're saying. So to ease some of that mental stress or despair or strife or worry with this new excitement for your new life that is happening, it allowed this dead cat, sounds crazy, but the cat being at the end of the bed being dead, allow that to bring new life and rebirth for you, right? Allow that to happen. So with that, mentally, again, meditate, journal, stick to a sleeping schedule and or a waking up schedule. Stick to something so that while you are being more assertive, being more sure of yourself mentally in that state, you are also allowing yourself mental breaks, mental grace, all of these things, okay? So that is what is going on with your mind, whether that is your dreams, your I was going to say fantasia, your fantasies, things of that sort, okay? So for your body, this is you're feeling what your mind is going through with the Nine of Swords, okay? Because we have the Three of Swords as well as the Seven of Pentacles, but we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So with the Three of Swords, this is you losing something. You're coming out of that comfortable state or of what you thought was comfortable. So if you made those lists and or answered those questions to kind of dive deep, if you've been meditating, been more intentional, you've been doing sobriety, if you've been stretching, hanging out with more people that are like-minded, true friends, things of that sort, it could feel like a separation, right? And it literally says separation, storm relationships, longing for an absent love, and heartbreak. Like I said, with your body, it is taking this feeling of no longer being involved with this person, no longer being in that environment, um, no longer having that opportunity, whatever it is. It's feeling like it's hurting you, right? In this is your body. Sorry, that your body state. It's feeling heartbroken. It's feeling drained, maybe stressed. It's feeling like it's longing for past friendships, old friends, connections, things of that sort, because of the decision that you made, right? With the Queen of Wands in the upright position, you made this assertive, sure, confident, knowing that you need it. It's just your body is taking a little while to catch up with where you are mentally, which is why you're kind of feeling that anxiety and that worry, because your body right now is feeling that heartbreak. It's feeling that loss of, like I said, whether that was a friend you have to get rid of, and or distance, whether you had to move away from your connections, whether you have to change your work environment that you enjoyed, whatever it is, it's just means of you having to change something outwardly, and because of what was changing internally, and now your body is just adjusting to that. But what Spirit wants you to do is, while you are adjusting to that, is not to harbor that inside of you, especially with the Seven of Pentacles, right? When you do that, it can feel like you have to rush, you have to move quickly, you have to hold on to everything as soon as it comes and not practice that true detachment. It's this meaning of you can't let go of the dead, you can't let go of the past, you can't release. And your body really needs that, which is why having a proper sleep schedule, having a proper plan, like the Aries energy, that 12-month plan, some steps, doing some meditation, sobriety, those things are so, I was going to say frugal, but they are so needed, right? So that way you don't feel like you have to do and be frugal with your energy. Because the key words for it is impatience, doubting one's own ability, and little progress, right? So when your body is going through something, you have to recognize that while I'm in this uncomfortable state, I'm just in between my new comfortability. I'm moving out of my old comfortability and I'm moving into a new one. Okay? Ooh, And that is in the truth and the alliance of all of that. So instead, with the Seven of Pentacles being upright, it is about being generous. It is about having that charity. It is about developing who you are and understanding that, and that growth and that acknowledgement, right? So make sure that you are not within your body rejecting your mind, which is the Queen of Wands. Take note of what's going on with that anxiety and why. But with that anxiety, with that worry, with that despair, all that, it could lead to you not working, right? And that was somewhat of an issue that you guys have maybe been struggling with the past few weeks, with all the pentacles being reversed, of that you don't put your heart into it anymore, you don't care about it anymore, you're not actually working towards your true goal that you need. Sorry, my window's open and the flies are going in and out, and I need them just to go out. So taking that in and that realization of that. Okay, so again, the key words for this and the imbalanced position is impatience, doubting one's own ability, and middle progress. So you're going to be making moves, not thinking them out because of your heartbreak, because of you longing for something, because you feel like you need something, instead of recognizing that you are cultivating what you need and what you want with this Aries Queen of Wands energy. Okay, so just a matter of working on that, especially since the Swords energy is about going through stuff, but getting through it through adversity and strength. That is what the sword represents. It's getting through that. They may go through hardships, but that leaves their strength, their inner strength, and that is also what you got in the upright position when everything else was in reverse. The Ace of Swords in the upright, superior inner strength. So using that and recognizing that, so that way you can do that. I said Seven of Pentacles. I meant it. We're going to keep it in there. I didn't pull it, but Spirit told me to read Seven of Pentacles. But you also got Six of Pentacles, which is about selfishness, hoarding wealth, and mishandling finances, which line up with exactly Seven of Pentacles, which is why they got me read it. Thank you, Spirit. So I did start shuffling my cards, but they made me pull another one just now. So it is the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So when you stop lacking in developing your skills and trusting in yourself and that hard work, it leads to, like I said, that's probably why I said frugal, to not be so frugal with your energy and feeling like you just have to give everything away, and or you have to hold everything in because you're not actually truly practicing detachment, right? So the Six of Pentacles is, again, selfishness, hoarding wealth, and mishandling finances. So when you're not sleeping right, getting enough sleep, you're not able to properly think, you're not able to properly function, right? If you are not able to properly digest what you need to, especially with this, like I said, keep you up at night, you're not getting a full night's sleep, you're not able to get to sleep right away, or you're shuffling, or you're waking up super early, whatever it is, this means that can cause you not to truly take pride in your work because you don't feel like you have the energy, the time, the capacity, and it also causes you that what you do have, you're not going to get more of, which makes sense because if you're not working, you're not going to get more of something. But that leads to the cycle of, I don't want to work for more because I'm missing, like the Three of Swords, I'm missing what I've had, I'm heartbroken of what it could have been, things of that sort, instead of realizing that this is letting you know to take that in, right? You can't be selfish. Like I said, you can't be following with the dead and then not recognize that that is also about a rebirth, okay? So for your body, it is time to put in that work and that action for what you truly want and desire with the Six and Seven Pentacles. Okay, so instead of having no progress, instead of not moving because of this anxiety and worry, instead of being selfish, and not just even in like monetary gains being selfish with the wisdom that you have, the craft that you have, your words that you can share. There's a lot more ways of doing that, especially if you're thinking about the Virgo energy and the cards that you pull. Virgo energy is about sharing, giving a little, get a little. It's not just about monetary gain. Sharing your message, your word, your crafts, your gifts, things of that sort. But when you feel like, no, I got to keep this being hoarded for me, nothing else, it's like, right? It's like you're missing the points of everything, because even with the Six of Pentacles upright, they are willing to give to the dead, even though they know they can't do anything. But it's like in a means of realizing, I still have more, and I don't mind giving it away no matter what they are and or aren't going to do with it, right? And it's about how I'm deciding to use my talents and gifts, and they are not meant to be stored and collecting dust. They're meant to be shown and shining in the light, right? So for your body, it is time to, you're transitioning out of that comfortable position. Now you're in an uncomfortable position, moving into a comfortable one. And that is what Spirit is saying with the 6, 7 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords within your body, is that you don't want to start getting lax and lazy on the work that you have been doing, okay? So, final one is Soul. Excuse me. Which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. Okay, again, the Pentacles keep coming up. Pentacles are also, yes, they are about finances and things, but it literally says it is about hardworking and industrious people. And it says, say, sometimes pay the price of placing material gain over spiritual well-being. And especially if you're not being able to sleep at night and you needing that superior inner strength, you don't want to neglect your spiritual well-being, right? By neglecting everything else because of material, right? So if we're thinking about the Virgo energy, it is about, again, you have to set a schedule. You have to have a routine. It has to be structured. You have to have that in your life. With this Aries energy, this Virgo energy coming in, it has to be. You have to be, I'm just going to read the words, persistent, methodical, mundane, and ritualistic, right? And it's beauty in the mundane, right? It's beauty in being able to know exactly what's coming next. It's beauty in being able to be in the foresight, have it be true, and have it, your manifestations, your realizations come in true fruition, right? So with this Nine of Pentacles, with the Virgo energy, it is being that. And if we're thinking about the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles, and you still being hardworking, you have to be that. You have to be consistent. You can't get lax and lazy. You can't do that, especially with your soul. It is saying maybe you need to do a cleanse. Maybe you need to do a detox. Maybe you need to do more than just light some incense or some sage. It's pushing that balance further. And that starts with you actually setting a routine and a structure for you and your body and your mind, right? So, for your mind, your body, and your soul, Spirit is saying you are changing into a new environment, to a new growth, into a new development. You will need to set a structure so that way your body doesn't feel like it's taking a hit, it's taking a loss, and that your brain doesn't feel like, I'm worried it's not going to work out, and that leads you to not moving, to self-sabotaging, to doubting, to just lacking, to people-pleasing, to just accepting things. And again, this is in a means of hard work, and there's a lot of red in here. There's a lot of red in these cards. So it means I'm focusing on that root chakra as well, right? And not placing that material things over your spiritual well-being, over your mental well-being, right? Because that affects, as we can see, everything, and how you worry about life, how you're scared about life, despair, doubt, worry, stress, right? You want to take on this new cause, this new element, this new growth with me, okay? Spirit has a message. We have the swords, which is the 5 of Swords. It's about coming in, not showing respect, and just being it is what it is, okay? Okay. This is somebody that doesn't have the. If we're thinking about the 6 and 7 of Pentacles, right? And you just start doing stuff, you're not really caring. You are kind of like taking the piss out of life, in a sense. This is what it's saying. This is what it's leading to. You allow your anxiety, your worry, your fear, your scarcity mindset, you holding things, you being, all of that can lead to you being the 5 of Swords, which is a cheat. Like you have to cheat and or lie to get your way, right? Manipulate. It says a cheat, dishonorable victory, right? Unfair tactics. A cruel person who enjoys the suffering of others, and a braggart. Like I said, this means that if you can't get over your heartbreak, your loss, if you can't let go, and you're holding on to all of these things and how it is affecting you in this way, it can lead to that in the most uncensored way. Literally, it said, what, selfishness, hoarding wealth, that can lead to being achieved, dishonorable victory, all of those things. And Spirit is saying, take this realization of how you're feeling in your body with this loss, and allow it to recognize that this loss is leading you to a new development. But the more that you fear it, you're worried about it, if you can actually lead like the Queen of Wands, being assertive, being assured of yourself, if you feel like you can't meet any of those positions upright, it's a means of realizing you are going to start screwing people over because you feel like they deserve it, because you feel like you didn't deserve it. And you deserve it. You deserve love. You deserve honesty. You deserve authenticity. But if you're not given that, right, because this stress, of this worry, of this doubt, of this heartbreak, of this loss, right, it reminds me of, oh, somebody broke my heart in fifth grade and I'm going to make sure everybody feel it. Why are you carrying that with you? That's an unnecessary burden that's going to keep you up, right? So taking that in and understanding that. I'm just going to go ahead and get some final love messages. It's not the card I was expecting to pull, but this is the deck that they made me pull, so I'm going to go ahead and get that in there. Which can be in regards to your body with the Three of Swords, and you feeling this heartbreak, this loss. And sometimes I'm hearing that can lead to stagnation as well. And you're not wanting to move, you're not wanting to do anything. And not in a means of reflection of you just like, I'm just going to allow life to life. And life can't life properly if you're not living it. Okay? So what do you have for the collective, for their mind, in regards to love, their body, and their soul spirit? Mind, body, and soul for the week collective. Sorry. Weekly collective. No. Anything else for the body and soul spirit? Anything for the body and soul? Okay. All right. So for your mind, we have release the past, right? Which can lead back to, again, that Nine of Swords that you got with the Queen of Wands, right? You don't want to lead your new life with assertiveness, with this surety, with by holding on to the past of that fear, of that anxiety of things not working out, because not everything is going to work out all the time in the way that you expected or wanted it, right? You're not going to be able to stay with that person, that company, that family member, and that mindset, and that environment for forever, especially if you're willing and wanting to grow. And with the Queen of Wands that is saying you are ready to lead your life with authority, with assurance, with compassion, with this knowing that I am in charge, right? So that you have released the past, especially in your mental, because if not, you will hold on to those things, and that can lead to depression, anxiety, staying up late, insomnia, all of these things. And we don't want that. That can lead into dehydration because you don't care about your body. It leads to a whole lot that can affect you because of what's going on mentally, right? And we want to release the past mentally, especially in regards to love. Not just in love of romance, but in love of how you allow things in your life. And you're like, wow, what was I thinking? The love that you have for yourself, now you didn't recognize you were capable of then. So you have to remember that when you are reflecting and thinking back, it's like, damn, I was a fool. You were at that point then. The knowledge that you have now, you didn't have then. So were you a fool, or are you now feeling like you are a fool because of the knowledge that you gained on the inside? It's like a kindergartner, a first grader will be like, damn, I was a fool because I didn't know what this meant. It's like you weren't taught that. You didn't have that lesson yet. You didn't have that experience, like, to grow in knowledge of that. You were just practicing your shapes and colors and things of that sort. Of course, you didn't know how to do certain mathematical things. That is okay because of where you were at that point. So that also helps you to release the past, realize I wasn't who I am now in the past, and that's exactly why I'm not there right now, because of who I am now. And it allows you grace, compassion, that allows you to be willing to share your stories, your gifts, and life, that allows you to share your love and your growth and all of these things, because you're realizing who I was is not who I am now, but I still love myself even more now than I did then. But also allows me to love my past self properly, so that way I don't go back there, because I recognize I didn't want to accept that. I didn't want to allow that. That wasn't what was working best for me. Okay? So release the past on your mental. Start with journaling, meditating, humming, singing, dancing, shouting, cleaning your altar, cleaning your home, right? Allowing yourself, right? Having a little sobriety, some being around some friends and family that really mean a lot to you. Taking a vacation, taking a break. Just allow yourself to have that mental break. So that way, when you are continuously living in assurance for your life and leadership, You feel that wholeheartedly, okay? So release the past. Because right now in your body, which is why you're feeling that Three of Swords, but also the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles in your body, is because you're blooming. So sorry. Forgive me. It's because you are blooming, which is why sometimes you feel that heartache. If you see, she even has roses like on her hearts and on her head and things of that sort. She is blossoming. And sometimes, like I said, we are experiencing a loss of something, a heartbreak of something, whether that be physically or an actual death in itself. There's a means of that is going to help you blossom, and it can feel like that. That's why I said right now you're in the in-between state of leaving what you thought was comfortability and going into something to what is true comfortability, right? And even in the shower today, that's crazy. Even before I did this, I was thinking about affirmation I have that comfortable does not mean healthy. I'm ready to experience and have changes in my life. Because with that heartbreak, with that loss, it is a means of not harboring my wealth, my knowledge, right? To not get laxy lazy on the work that I have been putting in, the progress that I have been making. And it's about recognizing that was allowing me, that was me pulling out the weeds from the root. Not just cutting down the grass, I pulled out the weeds from the root to allow it to come out, right? Because I still am blossoming. I may have thorns, but those thorns are to protect me as well. I'm setting up more boundaries with my body and my time and my capacity. I am being more open in with what I want to share as well, and allowing myself to get those nutrients and allowing others to get as well. So you are blossoming within love in regards to yourself, which is why they don't want you to have that selfishness, that self-sabotaging, that that greed, that hoarding it, that not working, right? They're not sticking to your plan. They're just kind of just throwing stuff together. You are blossoming. And sometimes it is weird seeing a rose in your garden growing in a field that you thought was barren. But it is going to continuously happen, and you have to be ready for that. And your body is ready for that. It just has to go through the stage of doing that, which is why doing those practices and keeping your body and your mental at least on a routine helps it a lot to know exactly what's coming, right? It helps your anxiety as well to know exactly what's coming and what's coming next, which is why it's okay to say yes and no to things if you are not feeling it, and allows you to be more in tune with your body as well, to recognize that is and isn't for me. And that's true detachment of, I can take the experience from this job, from this person, this love, this, but it's because we're not in balance doesn't mean I won't be able to find those attributes in other things and other people. Okay, so your body is blooming, right? It is blooming in the way that it walks, in the way that it talks, in the way that it commands, demands respect. It is walking in that with the assurance of, I am ready to accept what I want to accept. And I'm ready to give what I'm willing to give, because I know that this is for my all-around growth, including for her environment. Not just her, but look at her environment. It's green, it's lush too. Versus if we're looking at this, when you're holding on to a rose that isn't working, it kind of has like a fake burnt look, almost not really live. So take that in, okay? And your soul is saying, do not self-sabotage. If we're thinking about the Virgo energy, right? And about having a routine, being ritualistic with what you're doing and how you're doing and why you're doing it, right? Intentional eating, intentional thinking, all of this. It allows you to recognize that I do not want to self-sabotage my soul, right? I'm noticing my patterns, and I'm no longer self-sabotaging. It is not worthy of it for you. It literally says self-sabotage, meaning there is no outside force. This is coming from within, which means if I don't work within, and it's going to screw my life up inward and outward, okay? So self-sabotage, that's why they want you to get a routine, get a little mundane. There is beauty in the mundane. Because why would you want to be up at night dealing with stress and worry and doubt and fear of being yourself, of walking in who you are? That can lead to self-sabotage, because you feel like you're looking at your life through this blurry glass and it's raining, and you're not seeing that, no, this rain is nourishing the rose that I have in my hand as well as the rest of my garden. And I'm either going to go out and feel the rain on my skin, or I'm just going to allow it to come onto me. So with your soul, again, you're going to need more than just sage. You know, I didn't pull those cards. You're going to need more than sage. That routine is going to help you. Meditating, daily journaling, paying attention to your dreams, being more artistic, how you've been drawing lately, creating lately, cultivating lately, singing lately. But it just means that your soul needs more than just your soul is living. When you're asleep, your soul is moving, it's living. But if you are feeling this way, it's because you feel like you need to self-sabotage because maybe that connection with your mind, your body, your soul is not as connected as it needs to be. Right? Because Spirit wants you to trust in yourself. This is their message for you, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Spirit wants you to trust in yourself and recognize who you are in all ways. Okay? You have to trust that you can let go. You can trust that if somebody leaves you and they say they don't want to be with you anymore, to work with you anymore, be around you, whatever, that it is for your betterment, for your best good. Because it is. Okay? So like I said, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Typically I do a few decks, but wanted to go in with that. I hope that you guys got something from this, that you got some information. Again, this is to apply for your week. And again, on Friday, I'll be doing the monthly reading for all the elementals as well in regards to Sunday. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way I continuously grow and thrive. I do these live on my Instagram at Batiste_moon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which will soon be changing. But just keep a an eye out for that. But I love you guys. I do. And I hope you love yourselves more. So until next time.